My name is Happy Gilmore.
As if anyone watching this movie wouldn't know that already.
Growing up, I always wanted to be a hockey player. But then 30 years ago, I picked up a golf club. Turned out to be a pretty good decision.
Being able to accurately and concisely summarize the events of the entire first movie in less than a minute, and not doing us all the favor of doing the same for this movie and saving us the next 2 hours.
Kids are great, in moderation.
Citation needed.
I tried to get the boys into competitive golf tournaments.
Follow that.
But their hockey instincts were way too strong.
Writing off your kids' tendency toward unprovoked physical violence as hockey instincts instead of testing them for lead exposure.
Tiger Woods had a video game, so we did a Happy Gilmore one. But I think the computer guys made it a little too realistic.
Not creating actual games like Happy Gilmore Presents Mortal Golf Bat, Mortal Golf Bat 2 Links of Rage, or Mortal Golf Bat 3 Hole Fighter. Also, yay, Bob Barker is back for Happy Gilmore 2 by the 2-minute mark. I suppose they couldn't resist a cameo from the first movie. Well, at least it's done now, and we can enjoy an entirely new and original story that won't lean heavily on repeating perceived hits from the first movie.
Oh, and I hosted Saturday Night Live a few times. That was nice.
This horribly de-aged, uncanny Gilmore was probably weird for both the audience and the cast, considering his resemblance to Saturday Night Live writer and cast member Adam Sandler.
But in golf, even when you're at the top of your game, you can always shank one.
These kinds of plots, balls, do move incredibly fast and can be hard to see coming, but you can't show Virginia staring it down for this long without making it look like she's had more than enough time to get out of the way.
Uh-oh.
I'm not sure what's less believable. Happy being able to see that his ball hit Virginia at this distance, or that they killed off Virginia only 3 minutes into the sequel. Luckily, I don't have to choose.
The big baby sued me and I lost everything, including Grandma's house, which was devastating.
Sequel completely negates every aspect of the happy ending of the previous film with Alien 3-like efficiency. Wasting water on grass you can't smoke. The movie wants us to see the alcoholic's clever way of disguising drinking without showing how this cucumber flask was created, placed discreetly, and avoided being sold to a random customer.
Operations.
Hey, Linda, can you turn the security cameras off for 90 seconds?
In 2025, it is inconceivable that at least 20 customers don't have cell phone video of Happy carrying this guy from produce to the seafood department and throwing him in the lobster tank that Manatee could use in court to put Happy away for the next 20 years.
Suit to new, Shanae.
Practicing ballet on what is probably a splinter-covered porch.
Who is Happy Goldberg?
Sorry, no. Ling.
Who's Happy Gildenstein?
Nope. Jana.
Who is Skippy Goldenbaum?
Even if these Jeopardy contestants aren't familiar with golf, there's no way at least one of them doesn't know the name of probably the only golfer in history who accidentally killed his wife with a golf ball on Mother's Day.
Where should she go?
The Paris Opera Ballet School.
A local and not wildly expensive dance studio isn't an option because... reasons?
They're saving one of the slots for her.
Also, I've never done the ballet moves. I can barely turn my feet outward like a duck, but I have watched 3 episodes of So You Think You Can Dance, which qualifies me to say that his daughter is absolutely not good enough to get into a school that prestigious.
We fight in the basement, not at the table.
Parenting.
How's work going, boys?
The movie wants us to believe that any of Happy's sons could possibly hold a job for more than a day. With only 4 people in the van, which asshole is driving?
Hey, Uncle John Daly.
Having to state who your cameo is because most of the people who saw the first movie were inspired to go out and break a bunch of driving range golf clubs but still don't know shit about golf.
I should be putting you to bed.
When your daughter is 16 years old, you absolutely should not. I see, they killed off Julie Bowen's character to justify the power of Happy's sleep boner resurrecting the sexy Julie Bowen dream sequence from 30 years ago.
You gonna hit that?
I don't know if I can, Johnny.
Well, you probably can, but since you usually drive the ball more than 400 yards and those trees are only about 50 feet away, you definitely shouldn't. Golf courses in general for skimping on restroom availability, and this golf course specifically for putting its only 2 restrooms in the clubhouse and on the second hole you play after leaving the clubhouse.
Nice one, Fitzy.
Nice to see the voiceover department doesn't care that we can see Sally's face as she absolutely does not say
Nice one, Fitzy.
when we hear it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man. I wish I was included in that.
Thing I said to my roommate and my college girlfriend after our threesome somehow makes it into the script.
God, he rolled further than the ball.
He went farther than the ball, but in Happy's defense, he did not roll. Steiner purposely hits his ball and history's angriest golfer is standing right in front of him, and somehow Steiner survives this. Also reminding me that I do not have friends like this, and even worse, tempting me to play golf to find them. Inviting Golf Sand to be this close to your Wachiwawa.
Nice putt, dude. We'll put you down for a 12.
Yeah,
Happy is out of practice and more than a little drunk, but at least this part of his terrible game is probably due to him playing with a novelty alcohol flask instead of an actual golf ball. This electronic rangefinder is somehow fully functional despite the fact that it is immediately revealed to be yet another novelty flask. Also, the first movie relied on violence against other people to carry the humor, and this movie relies on violence to deliver. It's not a great shift.
Happy Gilmore sucks?
Early review of this sequel accidentally makes it into the script.
Can you call 4 next time?
4!
All of these near misses could be avoided if Steiner would stop heading down the fairway before all the other players have hit.
You got any tips for me?
Move the plot along.
Now that is some Happy Gilmore
Roll credits, cause is number 2, and this is Happy Gilmore 2, so yeah, roll credits. Everyone survives this. Mugs the size of cantaloupes.
He was apparently driving a golf cart while intoxicated last week and struck another cart.
Convenient person on site to film the aftermath of the collision immediately after it occurs is convenient. Also, filming 3 injured people who are writhing on the ground in pain instead of using your phone to dial 911.
He was also fired from his job at Stop and Shop.
Which is strange because his plan was to pick up shift before deciding on golf. He's harassing elderly shoppers and waving to the security cameras if he's preemptively giving the finger to the job he desperately needs. I believe Happy in the first half of the first movie would do this, but not Happy that is taking care of a daughter after losing everything Happy.
In 1996, you were arrested for inciting injury to persons or property, conspiracy to commit vehicular manslaughter, criminal menacing, and stealing a jacket.
We now return to previously on Happy Gilmore, already in progress.
And if he was wearing a gold jacket?
Incredible! Happy Gilmore wins the gold jacket.
I would fill a pillowcase with golf balls and beat the piss out of them!
That it's so easy to wind Shooter up into a homicidal rage after nearly 30 years of treatment, and that these doctors are willing to casually do so, does not speak volumes for the quality of psychiatric care at this facility.
Excuse me. Is this where the alcohol meetings are?
Both of Adam's daughters, his wife, his cousin, and his mother all appear in this movie. 2 more relatives, and they could have called this movie 8 Crazy Sandlers.
Holy sh**.
As I live and breathe, it is wonderful to see you.
And so begins a cameo cavalcade of characters from the first film who now have new jobs and are still in Happy's life for no reason other than to remind you that there was indeed a first film.
Hi, I'm Happy and I'm an alcoholic.
Oh, we don't say alcoholic. We're not scientists. We're just people trying to get by. We say alky.
Remember back in the 90s when Hollywood comedies thought alcoholism was absolutely hilarious? Adam Sandler remembers.
Why is golf so boring and dumb?
Golf was invented like 800 years ago, something like that.
Actually, golf as we know it today has only been around for about 280 years, but that does not answer the question of why it's dumb and boring.
When you done that, the TV remote.
I think the reason Happy burned through his money so fast was less about getting behind on his bills and more about how much he obviously spends on custom-made novelty flasks. Also, dumping liquids into the trash can when dumping them down the drain is an option. He's an alcoholic, or alky. He can get into the trash and drink that shit.
Forget about being the best. If you finish 30th in the Tour Championship, you make $100,000, brother.
The payout for 30th place in 2025 was actually $355,000, which is more than Happy needs even by John Daly's math. But that would solve the problem too easily, so yeah, let's go with $100,000.
Do you want to try some clubs?
I do not know who this person is, but because this is an Adam Sandler movie, I know it must be someone that he intentionally put there, right? This can't be random store clerk. It has to be someone's kid's favorite podcaster, influencer, wink, wink, nod, nod person. Sandler really out there giving his all for that new casting Oscar, huh?
Go!
Unless some untelevised portion of the PGA Tour involves golfers chasing small, fast objects around the course, I'm not exactly sure what this contributes to Happy's golf training. Hitting 3 balls simultaneously with 1 club is impossible and undercuts this otherwise realistic sports film. But more concerning is that honing your ability to make a shot like this, which would be illegal in a professional tournament even if it were possible, is a waste of a perfectly good training montage. Also, the trick shots Happy is making would do well on a social media page that he could use to make money, get sponsors, and solve his money issues on his own. God damn it, that is his daughter, isn't it? And it's their home footage? That's horrible. How could you use the movie-making medium to include all your friends and your wife and kids? Share that with the world, you monster. I just want to point out that if you ignore her face, it looks like a wild-haired duck is eating her head.
30 days sober, congrats, Daddy. You paint my house, brother.
Family that's short on money somehow has the cash to purchase a pretty accurate life-sized Hal mannequin for Happy to destroy. Happy is a dick to dicks.
Grab me a half iced tea and half lemonade.
Arnold Palmer.
No. Jack Nicklaus, but I do get that a lot.
One sent off for the GOAT with a sense of humor.
You suddenly got some very powerful friends, McGavin. This is a court order for your immediate release.
A court order would never be directly given to a patient by some random orderly. And this is clearly not a court order. It's a hospital release form. And an orderly wouldn't be carrying that around either.
Oh, gosh. I think there's a fork in my ass.
Now that's what she said.
Thanks to a well-timed but not very funny "that's what she said," this waiter gets to be part of the celebration, instead of losing his job for assaulting 2 customers and destroying a table.
You can do it!
That is not from this movie franchise, you f***ing cowards! Later we see this snake in Happy's trunk, so my sin about chipping a harmless snake 20 feet into the air like an asshole is immediately void. However, the people watching the broadcast don't know that, and some little kid is gonna club a danger noodle like a f***ing psycho.
That I can do it! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Chugging hot coffee from a beer bong and still having a working esophagus.
Can he play? What do you mean he play? This is the pro tournament. No, I'm sorry. He's got to go.
Happy says something to Esteban that someone should have said to Happy when Happy tried to enter the tournament after 10 years of not being a pro. And then his caddy grows up to play golf and choke his caddy, and then his caddy and his caddy. This is a fun gag, but unless Happy's using a shovel instead of a wedge, there is way too much sand coming out of that trap. Also having your mouth open enough to get this much sand in it.
Oscar, you were thinking about a bear eating that waiter, weren't you?
Yes.
I thought so. Was there honey involved?
This guess is so specific that you'd almost think that Happy read or maybe even wrote the script. This man's cervical spine issues for the rest of his life.
Tomorrow being, of course, Mother's Day.
The movie wants me to think this is a sudden revelation, but with so much at stake, it's hard to believe no one would have reached out to Happy to offer emotional support as Mother's Day approached.
The only man in his way, a golf magician named Happy Octavius Gilmore.
Everyone who made the cut in the previous rounds also gets to play in the last round. So even though Happy is the only golfer ahead of Billy, technically, anybody who's close in the standings could be in his way.
Can't wear shorts on this course, Mr. Jenkins. It's a 2-stroke penalty.
It's also a 2-stroke penalty for wearing improper footwear. Where was Captain Dress Code while Happy's been clomping all over the course in his work boots the entire tournament?
My dad used to be your boss when you work in construction.
And I just happen to be standing over here at this specific tournament by your ball at this exact moment by total coincidence. Serendipity, man. How does it look so bad in this movie?
Every boy needs his mom.
That's dadist. This extra, who apparently decided doing the robot with the golf club in his hand would be perfect for his big scene.
Fart recognized.
Since they don't make locks with fart sensors, I can only assume that this breath-activated lock is in on the manatee has terrible breath running gag that the movie has been trying to get us to laugh at for almost an hour now.
What I'm about to show you is the foundation of Maxi Golf.
In the time it took Manatee and Shooter to walk from the door to the safe, Happy had his long restroom bum out, did a short interview, and played at least 2 holes of golf. How big is this room?
The separation of the ligament from when he was a kid increased Daggett's range of motion in his hips, dramatically improving the amount of torque and club speed that he could generate.
Actually, according to my very recent internet search on ways to improve my own golf game through surgery, a severed iliolumbar ligament causes instability of the lower back, chronic pain, and reduced range of motion. Although Adam Sandler movies are generally praised for their technical accuracy, the medical science behind Maxi Golf is complete and utter bullshit.
18 holes? Boring. We do 7 holes.
That's what she said. I'd like to thank this movie for helping me remember how to use this joke effectively.
My sources in the DA's office say Gilmore's actions violated a plea agreement relating to his drunken golf cart crash earlier this year, and that he only avoided arrest due to an ally causing a distraction.
Sure, this might be enough to delay his arrest, but after the streaking is over, Happy's still in violation of his plea agreement, and it's not like the police won't eventually find him.
Hey, Drago, you forgot your underpants, jerko!
Drago's tall and skinny, and 2 of them could fit in those underpants. Whoever skivvies Drago's mom is waving around, they are definitely not her sons.
Gilmore is now facing 6 years in state prison, but I hope the authorities will deliver justice to golf fans around the world by sentencing him to the electric chair.
Golf justice. It's harsh, but fair.
Virginia, I'm sorry you're no longer with us.
Sequel postulates that every character who died in or since the original film is buried in the same cemetery in rural Connecticut. For a skull that was slammed into a peaked headstone, we sure aren't seeing appropriate fractures and blood spatter.
Mr. Gilmore, Mr. McGavin, John Daly, nice to see you again.
You're the lawyer? I thought you were the IRS guy.
Happy Gilmore is great at characters from Happy Gilmore show up in Happy Gilmore 2 for no logical reason since.
This girl's got some body on her.
Hey, we do not objectify women anymore.
making me update the free space in my lowbrow humor in a Sandler movie bingo card.
Now you're really gonna hate me. The tour is fining you $500,000 for bad behavior.
We definitely saw Happy do a number of unprofessional things during the final round of that tournament. But $500,000? Happy's roomie John Daly once beat up the father of another golfer for heckling him and only got fined $20,000. Whatever Happy did to get a $500,000 fine, he must have done it when we weren't watching.
Well, Shooter, due to Mr. Manatee's sworn statement, you are now technically an escapee from a mental institution.
He's technically not. He was signed out of the mental institution into Manatee's custody. So, although he escaped from Manatee and inflicted first-degree burns to his face, he got out of the mental institution fair and square.
I think this person could help.
If the person on this card is anyone other than a professional counselor with a specialization in aiding addicts transition from recovery into high-stakes situations, then I'm adding 100 cents.
Hey, you gotta put a little mustard on that ball so it doesn't get stuck where the pirate hat is, booty and shit.
Son of a cameo.
Hey, you gotta hit it under the octopus and bank it off one of his leg things.
I don't think so. These are the only two tentacles in the playing area, and this kid would be putting in the wrong direction if he banked the ball off of them after he's under the octopus. Clearly, the route to the hole is through the tunnel in this rock, which is between the two tentacles. This flawed putt-putt strategy would be more than enough to convince Happy that he's gone to the wrong person for golf advice.
I don't have to tell you how important it is that we beat them. And here to talk about how we're going to accomplish that is Shooter McGavin.
Trusting the future of your league and your sport to a fugitive mental patient.
Time to prepare for a moving target.
The cups are going to be moving?
Driving golf balls at a human-sized target wouldn't be particularly good practice for hitting a 4-inch hole. And because we never see a moving hole on the actual course anyway, I can only assume that this scene exists because the filmmakers just couldn't resist the hilarity of a full minute of a bunch of rich golfers driving balls at someone. Also, Happy had a mental breakdown playing a normal round of golf on Mother's Day while remembering how he accidentally killed Virginia with a golf ball. But for some reason, purposely driving golf balls directly at Esteban doesn't seem to faze him at all. Unlike Virginia, Esteban survives this.
One more day before we face these chumps. This is how I used to toughen up.
It's one day before the golf tournament, so instead of practicing golf, we will spend the morning being pummeled by baseballs because the batting cages are also making a cameo.
And I heard what you said about my breath to Bubba Watson. I have gingivitis. It's hereditary, okay?
Maybe so, but your strict diet of garlic and canned tuna probably isn't helping. Since he's a big Bruins fan, it tracks that Happy's alarm clock is a hockey goal horn. What does not track is that it isn't the Bruins goal horn, which sounds like this.
So this ain't about Vivi going to dance school, it's about saving golf?
Who knows? Maybe we can do both.
Let's do this for Mom.
So are you doing this to send Vienna to school, save golf, or for Virginia? Pick a lane, movie.
What the hell is happening?
The kids are about to be charged with harassment of an elder and start their young lives as criminals. But it's cool because hockey.
I'm Vern Lundquist, along with my partner Jack Beard and my new partner, DJ Omar Gosh.
Truly bitchin' to be here, Vern.
Golf is kind of a stodgy sport, so getting all these PGA golfers and announcers to go along with the silliness of this film is definitely worth a send-off.
Holy sh! Is that Shooter McGavin?
Oh, look who decided to show up. You never finished your pancakes, by the way.
You want coffee in your other eye?
Manatee doesn't have Shooter arrested for battery and threatening bodily harm on the spot because reasons.
Did you get these melons from your mom?
Hey, don't twist my boy's titties. Those are my titties.
Because the movie can't objectify women anymore.
We do not objectify women anymore.
We are shifting the titty humor to the bro department.
All right, knock it off. Knock it off. Golfers, we have a 7-hole course.
Getting Guy Fieri as your announcer and not calling your golf league divots, doglegs, and drives. I mean, come on. It's right there, people.
Fairway's a forest? I don't even know where to lay up.
Or you don't lay up, and you crush the ball 500 yards over the trees.
The goal of Maxi Golf is to make the sport fast-paced and exciting, but designing a first hole that's just 500 yards of trees means there's a good chance your golfers will spend hours hunting for their balls in a forest instead of actually playing golf. Whoever called the police to have Scotty Scheffler arrested failed to also call an ambulance to attend to Harley, who, after lying there all this time, might actually be dead. Oh. Since when does tampering with a ball by filling it with pink powder make sense?
I'll bite your leg off. You want some smoke? Oh, you want some of this? Oh, you brought the whole family.
Coming next year to Netflix, Happy Gilmore 3. The Gilmore boys serve 25 to 60 for second-degree murder. Maybe the real story here is that the extreme golf and regular golf broadcasters are willing to air a person dying while the world cheers.
Sucks for you guys. Another disqualification. Game over.
Oh, wait.
In the event of an injury, we have the right to substitute.
The third act tension would be a lot more compelling if it weren't so obvious that the writers are making up these rules as they go along.
1,000-yard par 4, that's a little long.
It's actually a lot long, considering regulation par 4 tops out at 470 yards. But at this point, applying any sort of logic to the traditional golfer's reactions to this ridiculous course is just keeping us from getting to the end of this thing. So, moving on. Not selling this hat in your official merch store.
Check this out.
Ah!
What's happening?
What the?
Sorry, Happy, I had to. We don't do tiebreakers at Maxi.
If nobody can stop Manatee from making up rules and changing conditions on the course anytime he wants, there's no reason he'd wait until the match comes down to a tie to make with the cheating.
How about this? You pay for my daughter's dance school,
Buy me my grandma's house back.
plus I get you Rolls Royce, plus you gotta buy Oscar his own restaurant.
Expecting a guy who cheats at made-up golf to honor any of these conditions.
1, 2, 3. Okay, I caught my own club.
Although it's true that tossing the club straight across wouldn't work due to the Coriolis force, this platform is not turning nearly fast enough for them to catch their own clubs. Instead, the clubs would land slightly off to the side. Oscar and Happy would have to do some more synchronized hopping, and this final putt scene would be stretched beyond the point of dramatic.
How about we take this to the Maxi?
On this green spinning app, the user has to turn the dial left to increase a value and right to decrease it, which is counter to the way that every dial has ever worked ever.
Oscar! We did it, Oscar!
Now that the match is over, for some reason the teeter-totter green has stopped both teetering and tottering.
Aloysius Lieberman, you're under arrest for fraud and extortion. We got enough footage of you being a sick son of a bitch to lock you away for a lifetime.
And you're just now showing up to arrest him because, in comedy, even for the FBI, timing trumps a preponderance of evidence every time.
You're a very cool kid.
You're a very cool guy. You remind me of my dad.
Yeah?
Nepotism. Happy is forced to walk due to a dead battery because in this universe, cell phones only exist in highly specific situations and can never be used to contact roadside assistance. There are no outtakes in this movie, no blooper reels, no behind-the-scenes fun. With all those people and all the cuckoo bananas bullshit, we don't get to see any extras? Fuck!
Only the sticky parts left.
Thank you, Charlotte.
Show me paint the house, say.
Andy crawled to freedom through 500 yards of shit-smelling foulness I can't even imagine. Or maybe I just don't want to.
Billy was on fire today. I was like, where did that come from?
I see dead people.
Gilmore.
Shooter McGavin.
You see, in this world, there's two kinds of people, my friend. Those with loaded guns and those who dig.
Knock it off. Golfers.
Guy Fieri, you know what I need? I need you riding shotgun. I'm on my way to Flavortown.
Well, it looks like we have our first fatality.
Finish him! Battery, 0%.
I put gas in the tank.